Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're talking about Uzuri. 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 One of those works, and I want to talk about her today because we are still coming off the highs of an amazing event which happened in Chicago, and Uzuri, piloted by Sam Dando, did an incredible showmanship and masterclass of how she can actually be piloted into today's meta. I think that Uzuri is going to be an incredible meta call because she has some skills and technique, tools in her arsenal to deal with Azalea, Oldhim, and Iyslander, all three which I feel are going to be terrorizing the meta. And so let's see in today's tech deck if tech I did it again. Let's see if she has what it takes. So we'll run you through my version of the list, which I had been tinkering with prior to this last weekend's performance by Sam Dando, and surprisingly my list is actually quite similar. There were a few tweaks that I made based on the deck that he was running, and they actually did encourage or influence me to make some changes, which after a little bit of testing feels incredible. It feels really good. She has a lot of interaction and a lot of play patterns that we can explore, and hopefully we will get to showcase some of her viability in today, because after the deck tech I will be doing a gameplay for you. Future Breezy just popping in here to say that unfortunately I couldn't get any gameplay recorded in less than 30 minutes, so maybe we'll have to do a separate video where I showcase some of the gameplay there. Alright everybody, this is Uzuri Switchblade in Classic Constructed. Let's go ahead and take a look at what her ability does. It says once per turn attack reaction. Banish a card from your hand face down. Turn the card banished this way face up. If it's an attack action card with cost 2 or less, put target attacking card with stealth from the active chain link on the bottom of its owner's deck. Then put the banished card onto the active chain link as the attacking card. There's a lot there. So basically what it's saying is you will play a stealth card, activate her ability by using her attack reaction, take a card from your hand as long as it costs 2 or less, and as long as it's an attack action card, you can flip it face up, put it back onto the combat chain, taking the stealth card that was previously there and tucking it to the bottom of your deck. So you're doing a little switcheroo action with her Switchblade. Got it. So that is her hero ability. It's incredible. We can have so much fun with this interaction, and it forces our opponent to either overcommit, which we love to see, or not block enough, which we also love to see. So it is a damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you do block it all, I'm just going to tuck my sneaky into my arsenal or something, and we'll call it a day. Thanks for giving me 2 cards on a 3 block. And if you don't block, well, we're going to have us a good time. So that is Uzuri Switchblade's hero ability. Of course, she is a 40 life 4 intellect hero in Classic Constructed. So we've got Black Tech Whisperers. These are incredible. This is an incredible piece of equipment, especially if we can manage to get a couple silver tokens in the process, and we can get this recursion piece to come back into the game and give us a little bit of life support. We've got Crown of Providence. Staple, gotta have it. Good for filtering, good for blocking. Flick Knives. Flick Knives is great if you can get your opponent down to like the 4-3 life range. You can start to have some very fun interactions with Flick Knives, and this is hopefully we'll get to see an opportunity to use Flick Knives because it does have Blade Break. Oftentimes you're just chunking this and a card from hand and blocking a breakpoint if the stars don't align and you just gotta stay alive. But this is an attack reaction, and it is a target dagger you control that isn't on the active chain link deals 1 damage to target hero. If damage is dealt this way, the dagger has hit. Destroy the dagger. So gotta be careful, but likely we're not swinging dagger attack because we're surprised we're not running a lot of blue pitch in this deck. So we can manage to get away with just having 1 dagger if need be. So Spring Tunic, we all know and love the Spring Tunic. That's going to give us our free resource every 3 turns as long as we don't forget to roll the dice. Thankfully Talishar does that for us. And then statically we're running 2 Spider's Bite. This is just incredible to force interaction from your opponent. Don't block, that's fine, but whenever you do decide to block, it's going to come back to bite you. We do have more equipment and more daggers in the sideboard, which we'll get to in just a second. So Annihilate the Armed is a fantastic 1 cost, 5 attack, 3 block, assassin attack action card with an on hit effect that says if this hits, or when this hits, excuse me, banish the top card of their deck. So it does cause some, hey, if you don't block, you're gonna, that card up there, your Art of War, your Chandelier Frigid, your red in the ledger, yeah, that's mine. But this is in the deck because we have it is a 1 cost, and oftentimes what I found out is that we have this free tunic resource just kind of sitting there waiting to be used, and this is 9 times out of 10 going to be a free attack. Worst case scenario, we have a blue pitch, this is an arsenal, we Spider's Bite, chunk Annihilate the Armed, we just threaten 6 damage with an on hit to banish the top card of their deck. So, it's not the worst 1 card hand. So other times it's just it's a free because you got the tunic resource. So, and then we've got 3 backstabs, red pitch, and this is the defense reactions can't be played to backstabs chain link. Now once you activate Uzuri's ability and do the 1-2 switcheroo, this is no longer on the chain link and your opponent can now play defense reactions. So this is more so here just so that you can play your stealth, do your switcheroo with Uzuri's ability, and carry about your business. The text there is not super hypercritical. We've got the 3 Command and Conquers, great target for your switch, off your stealth switch, and the hit effect still does take effect. So it just says when this hits a hero, destroy all cards in arsenal. So great into Ranger, great into those heroes that like to have that little savory spice sitting in wait in arsenal. This threatens that. Death Touch is also another fantastic switch card. It is a 1 cost 6 attack that blocks for 2. The only caveat is that you cannot play this card from hand, and when this hits a hero, you do get to create a Frailty, Inertia, or Bloodrot Pox token of your choosing. So there is that. Like I said, the only setback is that it cannot be played from hand. So you do need a stealth card to be paired with this, or this needs to be tucked into arsenal. It's not the best card to be put in arsenal, but like I said, going back to Annihilate the Armed, if this is an arsenal, you could just keep a blue and pitch to Spider's Bite and swing this out for 6, threatening a token of plagues under their control. Enlightened Strike, this is fantastic. Obviously we're going to have the option to choose draw a card, give it +2, or go again. More than likely this is going to be given go again so that we can just threaten cards from their hand, threaten damage, and this is fantastic. We love Enlightened Strike in this deck. Infect is the stealth attack that threatens a Bloodrot Pox on hit. We're not usually caring so much about the text on these stealth cards because these are here for the utility to do Uzuri's ability. So still, I mean, if need be, and you can give an opponent blood rot and they're at 3 life, 2 life, it's fantastic utility to have in your back pocket. Isolate is the only of these stealth cards that we are running a full rainbow suite, all 9 copies, and this is because of the dominate effect that is here. So a lot of times with the stealth attack, your opponent will see, okay, they've got the stealth card, they got the card in hand, they're gonna do the thing, so they block 6 and carry about their business. But Isolate tells you no, you cannot. Give me some of your equipment and only 1 card in hand. Unless they've got the defense reaction, something's gonna hit. And so we love to see an Isolate paired with some of our big power cards, which we'll see here in just a second. So even the blue, chucking a blue on the combat chain, a 1 dominate for Uzuri, any other hero would be a laughing matter. But for Uzuri, it's like, oh, okay, we got to think about how we're going to get around this. And so one of her very, very interesting interactions is with Isolate. Leave No Witnesses was at one time solely an Arachne card because he was the only assassin that we had, and now that we have Uzuri, I'm starting to think that this card is just better suited in her playstyle, in her deck, and that is because we can do the Uzuri attack reaction and threaten to banish the top card of their deck and their arsenal. And if they're both reds, that's a win-win. We just got 2 silver and we can recur our Black Tech Whisperers back into the game. This is also, oops, I clicked something else. This is also a fantastic target for our Codex of Frailty, which we'll get to in just a second. Lot to say about that card. We've got Nimblism, of course. We got Nimblism because we have a lot of 0 cost and 1 cost cards, and this just on like a kind of dinky hand at least threatens, a 6 power stealth attack or maybe even a 7 power Leave No Witnesses. Ravenous Rabble is good in all the ways. So This deck is majority running red pitch cards, so a lot of times we are going to see the 0 for 4 go again, but if we've got the opportunity to, we can stealth, activate Uzuri, put the Rabble down, switch the Rabble onto the chain link, tuck our stealth back to the bottom of the deck, and this is now a 5 go again 0 cost. And I don't think there are any 5 attack go agains in the game, at least not that I can recall. Maybe if you're Briar and you can do some tricky, stinky manipulation just like we are here, but 5 go again Rabble is fantastic. I apologize if you can hear my daughter, she's hilarious. So we've got the Scour the Battlescape in the deck. Stay with me, there's a reason. This is a 0 cost 3 attack. If it's been played from Arsenal, it does have go again, and it does say you may put a card from your hand on the bottom of your deck. If you do, draw a card. The reason that's important is because we need stealth cards, and we need them to be paired with a switcheroo card, a swap card, and if we don't have that combination, this allows us to sculpt our hand a little bit better. Let's say we have, 4 stealth cards in our hand, but this is an arsenal. Now this gives us an opportunity to 3 go again, swap a stealth card to the bottom of the deck, draw a card. Oh, look at that, it's a shakedown, baby. You love to see it. 3 go again, 3 stealth, shakedown, swaparoo, GG's call at the end of the game, all because Scour the Battlescape, you're welcome. Also, that's a really good target to put in off of a Codex if, like it's early game and you got to block with a Scour and you got the Codex. There's a lot of fun things to do with Scour the Battlescape, okay? Just trust me, it's fun. Sedate. Sedate is the 0 cost 3 attack stealth that has the inertia on hit. Shakedown. Shakedown is what we're talking about. This is the gas, this is the sauce, this is everything in between. This is Uzuri's specialization. This is the 2 cost 6 attack 3 block. Red pitch, and this says if you've played or activated an attack reaction, this chain link shakedown has, when this hits a hero, choose red, yellow, or blue. They reveal their hand, banish a card of the chosen color. Hi. And what that means is you get to say, I'm going against Bravo. I'm going to say the color blue. You're going to get a target and you're going to banish it and you're going to disrupt their entire plan. Or let's say we're facing Azalea and we say the color red and they show us their hand and there's a red in the ledger, or a remorseless, or any other thing that we just hate to see. Bye, get out of here. And for that reason, Shakedown is a staple. It's incredible. It's her best card in the whole deck. So you're never really going to want to block with this card. You also never really want this in Arsenal because of the stipulation. You have to have played or activated an attack reaction for this on-hit trigger to take place. So let's say you stealth and they block 6 and your whole plan was to hit them with a Shakedown. Well, probably not best to swap in and hit him with the Shakedown because it's going to be fully blocked, and it's also probably not best to tuck that in Arsenal. So if you have to forfeit an Arsenal because you keep a Shakedown in hand for the next chance that you get to sneak this in, that's going to be okay because this card, the power of it, makes up for an Arsenal or anything like that. So fantastic card. Love it. Absolutely love it. Spike with Bloodrot is a 1 cost 3 block assassin attack reaction, and this is going to give +3 to your card with stealth, and then it says when this hits a hero, create a Bloodrot Pox token under their control. This goes back to that kind of floating tunic resource that we have in the ether at times, and this is good, but again, a lot of times they see a stealth card, they're going to block 6. So this card is kind of on its way out of the list. I just have yet to really explore any other better options at this time. So call me lazy, I don't know, but it's a 3 block and it's red and it has the potential to give blood rot, and so I like that. Wither is the frailty token on hit, and it is the stealth card, so on and so forth. We've got Codex of Frailty, a lot of buzz in the community about this card. This card is skyrocketing in price because of the power level that it has, but I'm not going to get too deep into my opinions of it. All I know is that I have a deep bias because I get to play this card, so I love it and I don't ever want to see it go anywhere. I absolutely love it. If you play this card against me, good for you. If I play this card against you, good for me. That's the game. Anyway, this is each hero puts an attack action card from their graveyard face down into their arsenal. Each hero that does discards a card. So I play this. I put a card from my graveyard into my arsenal. I then have to discard one of my cards from my hand. So it replaces itself. It's not absolutely bonkers broken, awakening style disgusting, but it is good because when this happens, I get a ponder, you get a frailty. So if you're, I don't know, a ninja or another assassin and you were planning on poking pokey, your daggers do nothing to me because your frailty token says so. And if you're a ranger and you have a 4 attack arrow in your arsenal, that is now a 3 attack arrow in your arsenal. So I hope you can buff it, which, let's be real, she's gonna. And so let's move into the last card in the core of the deck, which is Surgical Extraction. I can't live without this card. I don't care what people say. This is a fantastic card. It's got the on-hit trigger of if this hits, you get to banish the top card of their deck and look at their whole hand and choose a card to banish. And it is a 3-block blue pitch. You love to see it. This is a great target for the stealth swap in too. So let's say they get greedy, you've got the stealth, they don't want to block. Surgical Extraction, bye-bye one of your cards, bye-bye greed. Disruption, you love to see it on the assassin side of things. So on the sideboard, let's get into our defensive side. We've got 3 sinks, 3 fates. This is, I should go back, this is a 54 card core right there. And so usually we're bringing in 6 cards, whether it be defensive, fates and sinks, or offensive, shreds, reds, and yellows. Shreds are fantastic. These are the ones that basically nullify your blocking cards and make them block for less. And again, Assassin just loves the 3 blocks. I absolutely love it. So, and then I've also got Humble. Humble is in here strictly because there are a lot of heroes that rely so heavily on their ability, aka me, my Assassin opponent. So the mirror, and then we've got rangers who love to do tall dominated attacks. We've got Phis who love to go get free Phoenix Flames. We've got Bravos who love to dominate their crippling crushes and spinal crushes and all kinds of stuff. But the only thing that we really don't want to play this into is like Dash, maybe, I don't know who else. So there's Humble for you. And then we've got Arcane Lantern. We're not really running a ton of blues. We've got 6 blues and I think like 6 yellows in the deck. So if we see the Kano, we die turn 3. Icelander we do have some utility against because there's some disruption, but Kano it's a GG, buddy. Nerf Scalpel is fantastic if you're going to be playing against a heavy defense reaction hero such as Oldhim, maybe Bravo, or some of the other heroes that might start to pick up D-reacts into this matchup. This is fantastic to bring in. Orbitoclast is great into warriors, and maybe, you know, again, Icelander, who is 9 times out of 10 going to be blocking with non-attack actions. So Orbitoclast is great. And then Scale Peeler, again, another one for the heavy blocker classes such as Guardian. This is fantastic, and it gives -1 if this hits to their, it gives -1 to their equipment if this hits. Vambrace of Determination is strictly here for the Crown of Seeds matchup, because I say Crown of Seeds matchup because that's really who you're going against. Let's be real. It's good against the Crown of Seeds because it does nullify the prevention effect that Crown of Seeds would have. You do have to pay 1, which is fine. Again, going back to that Tunic resource that's kind of just hanging out there, that means every 3rd turn, if they're going to Crown of Seeds, you get to say, no, I'm just going to Vambrace, and I hope you overblocked. Because a lot of times Oldhim will block exactly, there's always it's always exactly that Crown of Seeds just prevented that one little thing, and if you can get that out of the way, the dominoes start to topple over. So that's the deck. I hope you enjoyed this somewhat in-depth overview breakdown of the deck. So this is actually where I was going to plug in all that gameplay footage, but just look at this instead. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below what you thought of the list. Check the description for the deck list, and let me know what you think. See you next time.